Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at another offering from Hiya Toys. From their DC Injustice 2 line, this is Gotham City's Batgirl, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn comes in the box style we're used to seeing from all the Hiya Toys action figures. She is done in a 1/18 scale, and here's the box that she comes in. So on the top right, we have the warning for tracking hazard small parts, not for children under the age of 3. These are marketed for adult collectors and are recommended for ages 15 years and up at least. In front of the box, we have a large window that shows the figure and most of her accessories. At the bottom, we have a picture of the figure. And we have the DC Injustice 2 and the Harley Quinn nameplate. Down on the bottom right, we have Hiya Toys logo. The top and the bottom of the box, we have the DC Injustice 2 Harley Quinn. And on the sides, we have the DC Injustice 2, which is the same. On the rear of the box, we have DC Injustice 2 Harley Quinn. Exquisite Mini is a new standard setting series for 1/18 scale, featuring super articulation action figures on the Hiya Toys. There's a social media, the Twitter and the Facebook's accounts. Then we have the Hiya Toy information. Then we have UPC if that helps you at all. Then in the middle, we have the DC and Warner Brothers All Rights Reserved. And at the bottom, we do have 2 product shots of Harley Quinn. In the very bottom, we have that same tracking hazard and age limitations. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box. So the box will just have a backdrop for the Daily Planet, all beaten down. So the box aside. And here we have the action figure inside the clamshell, showing all of her accessories. She does come with a lot of them. That's the back of it. There's no tape on the clamshell, it's just pulled by friction. So very careful when you pull on this, you don't send your pieces flying. So let's take a look at the figure and see what we got. Okay, here is Harley Quinn, 1/18 scale, Injustice 2 action figure. She looks fantastic. I like how they blended the classic look and with the more modern, with the modern head sculpt for the recent movies that we've been seeing. For her head sculpt, let's see if we can take a look at that. She has a white face. Her eyes are widely open, painted pretty good. Brown eyebrows, so it's kind of squinched down. She is showing her teeth with red lipstick. She has her blonde hair. She has goggles on top of her head, and we can see 2 hair pieces in her hair. And her 2 ponytails are dipped into some dye, which is blue and red. You would have thought that would have been black, but it still looks good. She has a half jacket on. The top half of the collar and the shoulders is red. The remaining jacket is black. She has 1 red arm, 1 black arm. She has these really nice elbow pads. The brown straps, red and silver on that one. And then red and silver and brown straps on that one. On her forearm, she has these silver buckles with straps. She has an undershirt, like a half shirt bra type. I'm not sure what females call those, but it has a red and black detail throughout. You can see the bottom of her stomach and her lower back. On the back of her jacket, she has a bat symbol with the Harley Quinn diamonds in the middle. She has a black belt, some silver buckles there. She has 2 gun holsters on her legs, strapped to her belt, and around her thigh. She has her, on her rear leg, she has her 4 diamond symbol done in black. Some nice silver on her back. And then she has 2 knee pads that match her elbow pads, brown straps. We have the red and silver there. Her boots are very cool. They're done in black with silver buckles for straps all through her boots on both sides. Very nice figure. Looks great. For articulation, her head is on a ball joint. It rotates 360 all the way around. We have a bit for side to side. A little bit down, not too much. Not anything, pretty much back. Her arms or shoulders on a ball joint to rotate 360 on both arms. They do come out. What you might have noticed about this figure, especially on the knees, they use red joint, black joint. On the elbows, it's the same. We'll get to that. The only one they left red was right here. They made a mistake. But red here, if that was black, they'd hit it perfectly. Because on her elbows, she has black joint, red joint. Speaking, if you raise up her elbow pads, you can get a good 90-degree bend. On her arms. But if you pull these down around and try to bend them, you do lose a little bit of bend ratio. So, but that's expected because you're sticking these straps into the joints. Her hands on just rotate 360 on a ball joint. So she has chest articulation. She gets the side to side, forward and back. So this piece is all one piece. There's no waist articulation from her crotch to under her chest. That's all one piece. There's no articulation at all. I'm not able to get the legs to move. I'm not sure if they're. I tried heating them and it doesn't work out for me. But I think because of the connection to the belt and the straps here, definitely hindering the ability to bend that leg. But I'm not willing to force it to break the figure. She has double jointed knees. So we have one bend there and the other bend there. Her ankles do pivot down and up, and they rotate 360 if you desire. Alright, let's take a 360 look at her. Definitely a lot to see. Alright, let's take a look at some of her accessories. Of course, she has the Justice 2 stand, purple metallic. We're used to seeing with all these figures. And then it comes with the H&I brackets, whatever you want to call it, which goes on the inside or up at the top, however you want to connect your stands together. Also works with the Predators and the Colonial Marines. She comes with a baseball bat. This is a very nice bat. It's done in brown. She has the black and red stripes on the handle. And if you can see that, she has her diamonds carved into the bat. Very nice detail for these very small accessories. And she comes with her hammer. Also painted very, very well. We have a brown base on the head. We have the black and 2 pinstripes. Then we have the red and white diamonds over the black. And on the ends, we have the silver band around the ends with the target on the sides, painted white and red. Then on the handle, we have the red straps throughout. Really well done for a 1/18 scale action figure. She has 2 alternate hands. She has this very little blade or knife. It's black. Since she has a silver finger hole in the back blade, so she can spin the knife in battle. That's really well detailed. This is incredibly small. And then she comes with 2 pistols. These are also done extremely well. We have the red with the black on top. There's some silver on the tip of it. On the base, we have black, where you can see the clip. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. And if you can look, the trigger is painted silver. That's insane amount of detail for a 1/18 scale pistol. Look at that. That's incredible. And you do get 2 of them. Looks fantastic. Okay, here she is holding her pistols. Looks very cool. And then she does have holsters that you can put her pistol into. This is a very soft rubber plastic, so they go in there perfectly. So it's very good news that the holsters actually fit the pistols. Seems to be one of the major issues anymore. But that, look, they fit perfectly inside. Let's take a look at one of her other accessories. Here's her hammer. Due to the lack of articulation or the bend ratio, they're not going to put it behind her head. You're going to get a 90-degree bend, and there's no additional articulation in the wrist, so you're not going, and the pole's not long enough. But here she is ready to smash some heads. Still looks amazing. Alright. Here's she was over her bat. And again, for me, the bat's kind of short. It should be a little bit longer. But it looks awesome. And you're not going to put it behind her like on the box. But it's an amazing sculpt. It looks fantastic. Okay, so her last accessory is this knife that we looked at. Looks like you're going to have to switch out because one of the alternate hands that it comes with has this trigger finger. And then you can put this in her hand. If you can get that finger to fit right inside there for her knife. It'll work perfectly if you want that hand on. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to display that because these wrists are very small balls, and the more you take them on and off, the more risk you take of breaking them. So that's how that would work if you wanted to put one of those hands on, either her right or left hand. All right, let's take a look at some comparisons. Okay, so here she is with the red hood. That's how they compare. That's good. because they look fantastic together. And here's how she compares with Superman. These are both from the Justice 2 line from Hiya Toys. How she looks with a G.I. Joe. She's a little bit shorter than Storm Shadow, but overall looks good. Here's how she scales with a Fortnite figure. Pretty good. So she scales with a female Joy Toy figure. She's a little bit shorter. Here's how she scales with a male Joy Toy figure. A little bit shorter too. And here's how she scales with a Acid Rain Sophie figure. I can get her to stand. There you go. She's a bit smaller than Sophie. She's definitely on the petite side. Here she is with a male Acid Rain figure. Pretty cool. And here she is with a Hot Toys Predator figure. Okay. Okay, I guess for final thoughts, it's an overall great looking figure. Has a great presence on the shelf. Will look great in her displays. Painted very well. Accessories are very nice. Very nicely painted. So if I had to pick anything bad about the figure, it'd be those legs, the crotch areas doesn't move very well. And the hands. The hands are wrists. The wrists are very small. Made a very small ball. Kind of tricky to swap them out. Wouldn't recommend doing that too much because it's really difficult to swap them on. You get them on and off. So there's definitely some very concern there for breakage. So I'd pick up a set of hands that you're happy with and leave them on. Fortunately, you're going to have to maybe mix and match if you want to have the knife in your hand and one of her other accessories. But then I believe the two hands with the trigger fingers doesn't really work well with the pistols. So you have to play around with it to find out what you like for your preference. Other than that, I mean, it's a great looking figure. Nothing's perfect, but I like it. I like it a lot. I do recommend it. It's probably in my opinion, probably the best 1/18 scale Harley figure that's available as of now in this video. So this is pretty cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Wish you guys happy collecting. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next review.